All right, guys, today is the last day. We're giving away this 1200 horsepower turbo LS Swap G-Body. This thing can be yours if you go to lsnasty.com. It is bad to the bone, popping wheelies, rolling burnouts, no prep, radial prep, anything you want, it can do it. lsnasty.com, first link in the description below, and we got the bonus wheel right here. We are going to spin this sucker, whatever it lands on. Every order today will have this included, and we've added 20 times entries. First time ever put 20 times entries up on the board. We're gonna give this thing a spin here and see what it lands on. Oh! I am the new people's champ! I am the new people's champ! Guys, 20 times entries! Never before! Did it just really hit 20 times?
Oh.
I can't believe I'm the people's champ. Oh. Screw David. Look out! 20 times! Oh my god, 20 times! 20 times! 20 times! 20! God! Holy shit, 20 times! 20! It's 20! 20 times! 20! 20! 20! Go to lsnasty.com, get you some merch. 20 times. Alright guys, it is the last day of the giveaway. If you guys haven't already gone over to lsnasty.com and got your merch, I don't know what to tell you. I don't know any other company, people, group of people, human being, alien, dog, pet, cat, animal, creature that's giving away a 1200 horsepower hot rod. You know, it's like, yeah, you can win a GTR, yeah, you can win a Corvette, but none of those make 1200 horsepower. I mean, that thing, I don't think, has anyone given anything away that could like pull a wheelie like on its own? Like motorcycles, obviously, but that's not like on its own. You gotta like,
Don't think so.
You know, I mean, this thing here, it's like the real deal. It's one of my personal cars I own. We're giving it away. So lsnasty.com. It's 20 times entries today, so it's your last chance to.
Whoa, 20?
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know. You spun the wheel and landed on 20, so why are you acting surprised?
Fucking doing it to me again.
So
It's getting confusing over here.
Matt, we have so much going on. It's tough to keep things straight. For those of you guys that don't understand, you're like, man, why do these builds take so long, or why is this and that? They're so in-depth and there's so many parts to them. You literally work on them all day and all night every day for like, we're going on like 2 weeks now of just working on this. It's a lot of work. So I mean, we're talking about dedication to the point where we just sleep in the toter every night, work till like 1 or 2 a.m., come out here in the morning, we got to edit, handle some sort of business, because along with working on the cars, you still have to run the business. So there's a lot going on.
Ordering parts, nasty racing products.
Yeah, working on an addition on the shop, trying to handle and coordinate everything for the renovations, not to mention all the other cars we got going on. So it's and then the giveaway on top of that, coordinate with the giveaway. There's a whole team of people. I know everyone thinks that like I just like single-handedly choose what happens in the giveaway. I don't. There's a whole team, there's a whole board, there's a whole companies that work together that we deal with, and it's all done third party, and the sweepstakes stuff's done third party from that. So it's like, it's as legit as it gets, but it's a lot to handle. So like, we drove to Brown and Miller. We drove back from Brown and Miller yesterday, and the whole time, like, you're on the phone. You're not just like holding the wheel. You're on the phone conducting business. So it's definitely a handful to do all this stuff. But hey, wouldn't have it any other way, right?
That's right.
So we're gonna get this guy out the box. Oh yeah, Matt messed up my trailer. What?
What'd you do?
I didn't do that.
Matt's like, back up. Keep backing up. Keep backing up. Keep backing up. And then like I walk out in the morning and it's like in the grass. I'm like, why'd you back me up in there? He's like, oh, I didn't want them to open the door. As if the blade of grass sticking up to here was gonna stop them.
I was trying to get the door closer to the tree.
They could, what are they gonna do when they steal it? Work on it? Maybe we should have let them. Picked it up when it was done.
Hey, look back. Oh, big spare tire guy.
Big spare tire guy.
Big spare tire guy.
So we got a lot to do on Slick Rick today. We were gonna try to have it fired up this weekend, but there were some fittings at Brown and Miller that were not in stock. And
Very oddball.
Yeah, like.
But they said that maybe Friday. So.
Yeah, we're not gonna count it out. Today's Thursday when we're filming this, so no track tonight. They have an NHRA divisional race at Galat, so no testing tune. So we're just gonna be working on this stuff here. We gotta like really. I think we have to work on it a little bit more. We're gonna make some changes. I'm gonna fabricate some new dump tubes here. We're actually gonna run the dump tubes down in the center this way by the turbo to get them away from this wiring and some of the fuel lines that are on there and some of the vacuum lines. Do the same on the other side, so try to keep the heat towards the center of it, away
Hear me
from
out.
everything.
Could you flip flop them? Put the one on the right on the left and the
Potentially, that's a pretty good idea. All right, big brain. You hear that? I heard it. I heard it. Wow, big brain. We gotta mess with the rear gear, see what we got going on rear gear wise. Drive shafts on the way, and then we really have to start pulling everything out of it. Paint everything we need to have painted, and then start assembling it for final assembly. So like we gotta trim the motor plate up some. That's gonna be one of the things we do, and then put all the hardware in there with Loctite and start, double, triple, quadruple checking everything.
You feel like doing some real salty on the back?
Oh yeah.
All right. Let's do the this dump instead of just going straight down. Let's go under the turbo and then out this way, and then dump both of them next to each other on this side. That way, our dump tube can't open and blow any hot exhaust gases onto our fuel line on that side.
Yeah, it was that 2.5 or 2 inch. Looks like 2.5. It's tough to gauge everything because this is 3.5.
You could probably slide whatever up to that and make it whatever size you want.
So you want it to go like under the
down under, come here, and then like dump back, and then this one dump back right there. That way, because we don't have anything on that side, and then the other side, you got to think when you're doing your dump tubes, like, okay, nothing's under it. Well, this thing's going 60, 70 mile an hour when
I think that's what got Slick Rick. I think that's what got Hank. We had some vacuum lines behind it, not directly under it, and the residual heat slowly melted it.
Yeah.
So yeah, we could do that.
So
No problem.
some stuff like that. But yeah, really just blow it apart and then put it back together. Like just take every single thing off of it. Paint every.
Oh, hold on. Is this the FedEx? Dude, watch the FedEx people when Ava. They lose their mind.
They're not going to deliver the package.
No, they won't.
It's going to be unaccessible.
They won't get out the truck.
All right, you guys missed it. Would not get out of the truck.
Yeah, they wouldn't get out the
He said,
truck.
"Does that dog bite?" And I said, "Potentially."
Ordered some parachutes and some pouches through.
They're black, aren't they?
No, they're orange, but I ordered 4 bags, or I didn't get. No bags came with it, so they dropped the ball, Stroud.
Bags are inside bag.
Shut up.
No.
I'm used to Matt doing this shit. All right, we'll get inside.
Football season.
on this episode of building them. So, David, you already get the shocks?
Yeah, I put them in the truck in the car.
Already got them. So we noticed whenever we picked it up on the lift, I was just kind of messing with it, and the after terminator, you should be able to tighten them up pretty tight and like the strut not move. Well, the strut was just like falling out pretty quick, so we adjusted them and played with it and picked it up and down, and it was the same no matter what the rebound adjustment was. So that's a problem. We're gonna send them to Minsker Motorsports in the morning, and they're gonna go through them, check them, maybe revalve them, just kind of get us back in shape, because we're not running travel limiters on this. We're doing it all with the shock, so it needs to be on point on the valving. I don't run limiters on MK Ultra, and I've set up a couple other cars I don't run limiters on. If you have enough front shock valving, you don't need to. And I like to do it that way too, because if you run a limiter, it extends and then it slams. And oh, this is John right here. Talk to the people.
Yo. Huh?
Talk to the people.
Oh, hello, people.
No, we were just going over how the shocks are blown, and
Yeah,
yeah,
we got our main man David gonna bring him up there, and then we're gonna build them.
Build them. Yeah, that's what I was actually about to tell them. Is now that you're not here, we can actually really get some work done.
Well, tell them about my 4 great ideas I've had in this life.
I can't tell them. Well, a couple of them are secret.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah.
Right.
So, all right.
Let those good ideas outweigh your regrets.
Yep. Hey, I gotta go. My dog just caught the kitchen on fire. Bye. So, she really didn't. She's right here, but yeah, it could have happened. That's what I usually tell telemarketers. So he's gonna get those revalved, and then that way I don't run limiters, because whenever it snatches it up, when it hits the limiter, it can cause the chassis to get unsettled. But if it just kind of lets it do its thing, I get like 3.5 inch. I got 6 inches of extension, but I only use about 2.5 to 3 inches. And after the car extends in the rear, it kind of drives the front down. So we're gonna get that taken care of. Now we're on to taking it apart. We got all the hot side off, got the motor part. We're gonna pull the motor plate off of it, get the correct hardware in that, Loctite everything, make sure it's got the correct length bolt, make sure that we got no issues there, get the headers on it, and get it all back together. But right now we're gonna be doing some painting, because we got some stuff here.
Already got some rust forming over here.
Yeah, the shop's not climate controlled, so it's pretty bad to rust. So we're gonna Scotch Brite it, wipe it down, paint it, finish any kind of welding or anything we need to do on some of these brackets, clean all that up, and then it's just kind of final assembly. So got some stuff from those, and we're also gonna, what I like to do on cars that have rockers like this with a side skirt, is I like to put some foam insulation in the rear, and then like take a piece of cardboard and kind of angle it. And what that does is it seals off any debris getting inside your side skirt right here. Because what happens is this thing in the back, it'll get full of shit, and like going through the pits, the tire will kick it up. And then when you go to you do a burnout, or you let go of the trans brake, and all the damn shit just comes out on the track. So that could cause it to hit the tires. So we're gonna seal that, clear silicone probably right through here, get the floor sealed up as best as possible. That way, we kind of try to keep the smoke out. It's gonna have an exposed tunnel, but really just the rear, just kind of do what we can. Mainly just get the side skirts filled in. So we got that. We're gonna keep working on it. We had to order a spacer plate for the tack dog. I had to order a spacer plate because the converter, if you look in here, there's not enough pull out of the transmission. We talk about that a lot. And around this setup, we're shooting for 120 thousandths. Right now we have 60, so we got a 60,000 cent spacer that's gonna M&M Transmission is gonna send us, and it's gonna go in between the bell housing and the transmission. That'll get our transmission back a little bit and allow us to have the correct converter spacing. So all right, we're gonna get back to it. Welcome back to LS Nasty Paint Body Works. So, got a bunch of the bars painted, cleaned up, wiped down. Shot pretty good. Don't see any. It's kind of hard to tell some of the light spots. Maybe hit it one more coat. We've just been putting poster board up in front of the motor, trying to keep. We're trying to pull. We don't have a 4-point sling to get the motor out, so we're just going to try to leave the motor in there. The motor itself doesn't need to come out. But we are going to pull the motor plates off, so we'll get it down and get a block of wood under the pan here in the front and support it. pull the motor plates off. We're gonna trim them, maybe like around the edges or something like that, make them look aesthetically pleasing, and then we are going to paint them and then reassemble all the stuff. I'd like to get, probably won't do stainless hardware. I was thinking about doing stainless hardware on that, but it's a pretty high load area, so stainless isn't very strong, so I think we'll just do grade 8. And
kind of matches all the other hardware.
yeah, you know, so once it's painted up, it'll look cool. So we got that, and then we're gonna go from,
Busy man today.
we're gonna go from exterior, and then we're gonna work on the interior. I got a bunch of hardware coming from a cash car, like stainless button heads for all that, so it'll look good. And we might pull the steering shaft out and get it painted up and everything, so it looks good. Just trying to get it dolled up a little bit right now until we ready to go back together. Probably tonight I'm gonna try to get the headers back on it and on all the way, sealed up. Probably use some optimum gray on that, unless he's got an O-ring. No O-ring. So we'll get some optimum gray on them bad boys. Plane just sealed up, no exhaust leaks or anything, and be ready to rock and roll. All right, welcome back to LS Nasty Arts and Crafts. We've just been painting some more, trying to do some, like, I don't know, little touches to where it makes it look cooler. Custom. So we went and outlined the engraved AJPE. That's the one we haven't done, and then this one got the 481X on the bottom there. We also did the black sheet cover. I don't know how good it's gonna look on camera. It's kind of hard to tell. It's so shiny, but
Yeah, it makes it stand up more.
yep. So just do that. You know, just a little stuff when you look at it, you're like, oh, that's cool. So we got the steering shaft and some of the other stuff painted, pulled all it out. Got most of the frame in the front painted. All that's going to go back in, and then we're going to start on the interior. We're going to tape up some stuff. Most of it's not painting the whole bar, it's just touch up. So I got a bunch of poster board there. We just kind of like shove it in there, and then if you're mindful of where you're spraying, you don't have too much overspray over everything. So I mean, it's getting close. We got the bottom, we got the great stuff foamed inside the rockers, so won't have to worry about any trash getting in the rockers. We got some silicone sealer. We're going to seal up all the major holes we see, and then it's basically just putting it back together. So a little bit more painting, and then we can start to reassemble the engine and get it all back together. So all right, in a little bit. All right, day 2, same day, because last night it was like 1 o'clock. Got pretty much everything painted and finished up, and it's dry. It's looking good. I don't see, I need to take a flashlight. The black is, you think it'd be easy, but it's actually hard to paint something black, and then you miss some stuff in the tube, and you're like, oh wow, it's a bare spot on the tube. So we're gonna go over with a flashlight real well, and you can tell if you have any bare spots. We're gonna touch those up. Maybe put a second coat in some high traffic areas, that way it's a little bit more durable. But so far it's looking good. All the embossed like AJPE stuff, and there's some stuff on the bottom you can't see. It's covered up the motor plate. We're just kind of messing around whenever it's drying. We filled that in with black, so it's little touches. You know, you look at it, you're like, oh, I don't really notice stuff like that. So we're gonna do that, and then right now get the headers back on it, get the hot side back on it. We got a big box of stuff that came from a Caster car. Start on the interior. I got the steering shaft in. I got the so the steering rack was not centered at all before, and then it was welded. Steering wheel's not, the master spline's not centered, so we're gonna try to redo it. There's a short tube that goes in, so it's got several apex joints, and it's really the only way to do the steering. So if anything, we could remake that short tube and re-drill it, and then that way everything's centered, because you don't want your rack to be like this one was screwed all the way out and that one was screwed all the way in. So you had no adjustment on your steering rack, and your steering wheel's off, like You want to get everything perfectly centered and then drill it. That way you have all the adjustment both ways. You don't want to be like, oh, I can go one way and not the other. So, yep. Wait on some parts. Wait on the struts to come back, and like we talked about yesterday, had some issues with those, but Mr. Motorsports fixing them up for us, and we'll be good to go. And that's it. So I guess tomorrow you'll see it, and it'll have a bunch of parts on it. We'll be putting parts on it. It's badass, but you know what's more badass? Brown Sugar's gonna go away to somebody, and they're gonna be ripping burnouts, popping wheelies, gapping fools, giving rides to whoever. They're gonna be riding down the road and see some dude walking. They're gonna be like, "Jump in, bud. I want to show you something." 20 times. You know that increases your chance of winning by like 14,000%. You carry the 2. I know it works. Something there. It's like those math things. Like, oh, your birthday. If you add this number, it's 14,000 times %. I'm pretty sure. Go to lsnasty.com. Get some merch. 20 times on everything. Stickers, shirts, hoodies, socks, hats.
More shirts.
More shirts.
More hats.
More hats.
More stickers.
More stickers. Everything on the website, 20%. That is insane.
20 times.
20. Everything on the website, 20 times. 20 times.
All right, we gotta end this because this is just going on forever.
All right,